Hi, it's Amy Jensen, Geriatric Care Manager and owner of Genson Geriatrics Management. Happy March. We talked in episode 1 with Daniel Segal of Total Senior about assistance with housing placement options. We went on to discuss bringing in home care with Cindy O'Brien of Comfort Keepers in episode 2. Today, we're going to build on those topics. According to an ongoing ARP study, data shows that 77% of older adults want to remain in their home for the long term. We frequently refer to this as aging in place. As I mentioned, we've discussed in an earlier episode the option of bringing care into the home to assist with activities of daily living, such as bathing, grooming, meal prep, and so on. But what about the home itself? Has it occurred to you that the home may need to be modified to meet the physical needs of an aging adult? Today's guest is Eileen Gould. She's an interior designer and general contractor and owner of Eileen Gould Design and Construction. And Eileen is not just any general contractor. She is the first lady builder in Simi Valley, Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, and even the greater Los Angeles area. She has over 30 years of interior design and general contractor know-how. Eileen has multiple licenses and has received several awards and accolades, including top honors for the National Association of Business Owners. Eileen has hundreds of satisfied clients. She is an expert in age-in-place remodels and knows all the ways to make your home safe while keeping it beautiful. So I am so happy to welcome Eileen.
Thank you so much, Amy. It is certainly my pleasure to be here. And I'm just going to give you a little background how I became a general contractor, and then we will talk about aging in place. So I actually grew up in Philadelphia, and I went to Penn State. My mother got cancer, had to have her leg removed, and we were the first home that had a chair going up the stairs, which was in those days unbelievable. Let's talk about the aging in place population. Aging in place. Now, remember in the back of my mind at 17, I had a mother who had one of those chairs going up the stairs. And I started doing my design and construction business, mostly kitchen and bath remodels, tenant improvement, room addition, retail spaces. And then I got involved with a remodel that required a kitchen to have the countertop lowered, and also a kitchen to make sure that everything was pull out and made accessible for someone who might be in a wheelchair. Well, I then became certified in Title 24, aging in place. So what Title 24 means, that if you touch a building and when you want to bring it up to snuff, you have to bring it up and make it handicap accessible. Otherwise, a handicapped person could sue you because of the fact that you don't have ramping to get up to the space. You don't have an elevator in case they want to be employed. So it's a lot more than just putting a grab bar in your house. So what happens is I did the kitchen and I lowered the countertop, and I knew all the required measurements, and that went very well. You know, it's not your grandmother's house anymore. Beautiful, usable, functional, sustainable space. And it doesn't matter whether you're 42 or whether you're 92, people want that.
Thank you so much for shedding light, because I think sometimes people think age in place will throw a grab bar in the shower. So I'm so glad that you gave examples of how many more options there are, make the home more accessible. and the opportunities are almost endless.
Endless is true. Beautiful. So then situation two is that I get a call from someone. He lives in a 2-story home. He's in his late 60s. He gets neuralgia and he can't walk. So for your knowledge, in order to make a wheelchair turn around to work, you need at least 42 to 48 inches. And your door opening needs to be 42 inches into the bathroom, and also 42 inches from, let's say, the laundry room to the exterior garage. So in case somebody wanted to exit through the garage. In most homes, they have 2 or 3 steps in the front porch. So I try to put a ramp there. But most people who have this kind of illness, they usually want to go right at their back door, go into the garage and get into their car. Once he does this, he can actually live in the house for the rest of his life. So
Wow,
those are
it
some
sounds like you've
examples.
thought of everything.
I'm working on it. There's some issues that I still think are not out there because they're not beautiful. And I'm working on trying to make, grab bars more decorative, or bathroom mats more decorative. And I'm in the process of doing that. But these folks are so grateful. They're more grateful than if, I was doing a kitchen or bath remodel or adding a second story or whatever. We want our clients, and I'm sure you feel the same way, to be able to function as if they did before, um, even if they have issues. Look at the Olympics. Look how many people who have no legs are skiing downhill. I mean, it's a whole different world. We've got to be cognizant of the fact that people can do more than they think they can do.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to circle back to these examples of remodels, and I understand this question is just, it's a generic question, if you will, because it depends, it varies on the extent of work. But on average, how long would somebody's home be under construction?
So for us, how we work, we don't pull anything out until we're ready to put it in, i.e. faucet, i.e. cabinet, tile, flooring. So we try to keep it the least amount of time. So probably, depending on what we're doing, it could be 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not horrendous. Yeah.
And if somebody is planning to live out or hoping to live out their life at home, at what age do you recommend beginning to make these types of modifications?
So it's interesting that you should say that. I have a client right now. She's in her 40s. She has leg issues. She has knee problems and back problems. She wants a shower that is totally flat, and she's making those modifications right now. Now, remember, at that point, their egos are huge. So when I say, let's put in a grab bar, oh, I'm not so sure. So that can always be added later, as long as it matches whatever finish your faucet and your handheld and your shower head are. But people are absolutely thinking about it as young as 40 and as old as, like you see, 96. The
Right.
other thing is that we always recommend, no matter what age you are, comfort height toilet, because it's very tough to get off of a toilet that's very low. The higher you are, the easier it is to get off of. And especially if you put grab bars on either side, it's easy to move yourself off of it.
Another excellent and point that I'm familiar with. Those low toilets. Those
Right?
low toilets are no good at any age and at any flexibility level.
Exactly. And then think about it. Sometimes it could be a 16-year-old who was in a ski accident that needs his whole place retrofitted.
Right. Now, I have one final question for you, and it's kind of a tricky question because right now in California, the real estate market is so hot. But I'm wondering, do these modifications negatively affect the value of the home for resale purposes?
Great question. Not at all. If you notice that some of the homes in Dos Vientos and some of the new areas that are at West Hills that are building homes at this point do a lot for aging in place, and not at all. They don't negatively. As a matter of fact, they would on a positive note, not a negative note at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, aging in place requires advanced planning and budgeting, and home modifications allow an element of safety. But I hope this sheds further light on my role as a geriatric care manager. I work with people like Eileen, but then I would step in to provide the oversight to allow you to enjoy those renovations for years to come. I'm able to put other resources in place to allow you or your aging loved one to stay safe and independent wherever it is they call home. I want to thank Eileen Gould of Eileen Gould Design and Construction for being our March guest on the monthly Spotlight series. So thank you so much, Eileen.
Thank you.
And what questions do you listeners have about staying in your home? Reach out and either Eileen or myself will be happy to assist you. And until then, stay healthy and well.